Martha James was cleaning the chemistry classroom, as always, silently, quickly, and with focus. She had been working at this private school for 3 years. The evening shifts were the hardest, not physically, but emotionally. After the final bell rang at 3 or 3 hours, would enter the classrooms, where the scent of teachers' perfume and the echoes of students' laughter still lingered, laughter that ignored her, or worse, mocked her. Her skin was dark, her clothes plain, her voice quiet. Most didn't even know her name. Everyone just said the cleaning lady. "Hey, Mrs. Mop, here to wipe down my chair again?" One senior boy once shouted, laughing as his friends clapped. Martha said nothing. As always, she wasn't one to complain. She was 52, raised 2 children on her own, buried her husband young, worked 3 jobs. School had a shining reputation. Wealthy parents, kids in designer jackets. But there was no place for the dignity of a woman with a mop. That day, everything changed. When Martha entered room 2B, the last on her route, she noticed a boy. He sat alone in the corner, staring out the window. She knew his name. Luis. From a billionaire family. Always with a gadget, headphones in. A bit withdrawn, but never rude. "Did you forget something?" Martha asked gently. He took off his headphones. His voice was quiet. "No, I just don't want to go home. Can I sit here a while?" She nodded, continued wiping the board. "You're always so quiet," he suddenly said. Martha was surprised. No one had ever asked her anything like that. "What would I say?" She smiled. "No one listens here." Luis was silent, then slowly asked, "Do you like your job?" Martha wiped her hands on a rag and sat on the edge of a desk. "You know, I don't like it, but I respect it, because it feeds me, and that's why I do it well." The boy looked at her in a way no one else ever had, without arrogance, without pity, just human to human. "I feel ashamed for some of the students," he said suddenly. "They don't understand how much you do." For the first time in years, tears welled up in Martha's eyes. She quickly wiped them away. "Thank you, son. That means more than anything I've heard here in all my time." They talked a bit more. About life. About how hard it can be. About how people only see the outside but never what's within. It was a simple conversation, but it changed something in both of them. Martha thought she'd never see him again. But a month later she found a white envelope in her mailbox, and that was the beginning of the second part of her life. The envelope was thick. At first Martha thought it was a bill or another piece of junk mail, but her name was written neatly on the front. No last name, just Martha. Inside was a folded sheet of cream-colored paper. The handwriting was neat and confident. At the top was the logo, Livingstone Holdings. Martha recognized it. That was the corporation that owned half of the city's business district, and she realized that was Luis's last name. "Dear Martha, my name is Daniel Livingstone. I am Luis's father. My son doesn't usually talk much about school, but lately, he's spoken of you often. Your honesty, your dignity, your words. I don't know you personally, but I trust my son. And if the young man I raised tells me you're someone special, I listen. My wife and I discussed it. Inside this envelope you'll find a document that guarantees the following: full tuition coverage for your daughter Liana at any university of her choice, a monthly stipend for you in the amount of $3,000 at a job offer at our Foundation for Women's Empowerment, starting salary $70,000 per year. This is not a gift, this is recognition. Thank you for being who you are. Sincerely, Daniel Livingstone." Martha sat on her couch, trembling. She wasn't just holding a letter, she was holding a chance, recognition. Her words had been heard, her dignity seen. She remembered her conversation with Luis, his attentive eyes, his questions, how he didn't laugh, but listened. On Monday, she went to the office mentioned in the letter. There she was welcomed as a person, not as a cleaner. And 2 weeks later, she was no longer mopping floors in classrooms, she was leading her first session with young women helped by the new foundation, Mother's Voice. Luis sometimes messaged her. One of his notes she saved forever. Miss Martha, thank you for telling me the truth. I grew more in that 1 hour than I did in years at school.